Good day and welcome to Alena Media TV. We are broadcasting from Toronto, Canada. I am Elsa Abraham. Now let's go for our headlines. World coronavirus cases runs up to 20 million and death cases also 734,000. Recovered cases are now 12 million. Ethiopia COVID-19 cases, Addis Ababa caseload hits 10,000. And in Eritrea, 225 cases from 282 COVID-19 patients have recovered fully. And thousands of foreign countries students stranded in France because of COVID-19. Africa COVID-19 cases loads also hits 874,000. As death cases also rises to 18,000. Recovered cases are now 524,000. Now let's go for our news in details. There are now more than over 870,000 confirmed cases of coronavirus across the continent, with the number of African countries imposing a range of prevention and containment measures against the spread of the pandemic. According to the latest data by the African Center for Disease Control on COVID-19 in Africa, the breakdown remains fluid as countries confirm cases as and when appropriate. As of May 13th, every African country had recorded an infection, the last being Lesotho. We shall keep updating this list regularly, African CDC and from official government data. Major African states, as at July 29th, its confirmed cases are 874,036. Active cases are now 330,981. Recovered cases are 524,557. The number of deaths in Africa are now 18,498. Now moving on to our next story for the day. Ethiopia COVID-19 cases in Addis Ababa caseload hits 10,000 as cases top 15,000 in Ethiopia and Addis Ababa. Ethiopia is currently one of East Horn of Africa's most impacted nations related to rate of COVID-19 cases growth and infection. A state of emergency lasting 5 months has been imposed by the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed-led government. All land borders have since been shut as a virus control measures with a raft of restrictions and enforcement of physical distancing and mask wearing measures. Election planned for May this year were also postponed, citing the effect of the pandemic. Ethiopia played an instrumental role in the development of virus supplies donated by Chinese businessman Ali Baba. This article will focus on major developments coming from the country. Addis Ababa has crossed the 10,000 mark as Ethiopia's caseload goes past the 15,000 mark according to the Health Ministry statistics as at the close of July 28th. The regional breakdown as presented by a situation dashboard managed by data analyst Haruna Asefa showed that the capital was the runaway most infected region in the country. Addis Ababa's toll shoots to 10,703 confirmed cases with total deaths of 83 and 1,936 recoveries. The second to fifth impacted states were Somalia, Oromia, Tigray, and Asmara regions with 602,571, 498 and 438 cases respectively. Confirmed cases are now 15,200. Active cases are now 8,433. Recoveries are now 8,526. Number of deaths are now 239. Total laboratory tests rounds up to 395,851. Moving on to our next story for the day in Eritrea. Eritrea cases are now 225 from 280 2 COVID-19 patients have recovered fully. 3 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today at the quarantine center in the environs of Saha Southern region. All the patients are nationals who returned from Ethiopia through irregular land routes only recently. The total number of confirmed cases in the country to date accordingly stands at 282. 225 of these have recovered fully and were released from hospitals in the past, while the remaining 57 patients are receiving necessary medical treatment from the Ministry of Health, Asmara. Now moving on to our next story for the day. Thousands of foreign students stranded in France because of COVID-19. Tens and thousands of African students are still stuck in France this summer, long after their studies have been concluded because COVID-19. In many cases, they are unable to return home to countries where the pandemic is accelerating, when countries haven't closed their borders or imposed travel restrictions. The price of airline tickets have often increased enormously. Some of those who have remained have been forced to rely on visits to food banks run by UNIF, France National Union of Students, to supplement their diet. Madagascar is one of students currently in Marseilles. At the moment, I am a complicated situation due to the confinement. I can't go back to Madagascar, so I am stuck here. I have come for the food basket to help me out at the end of the month. For many, working to generate an income while forced to remain is not an option, as Liz Beldahi, treasurer of the Marseilles branch of UNIF, acknowledges. These students cannot work because they don't all have duty visas allowing them to work. That's the government between their countries and France, and so we find ourselves with administrative difficulties, social difficulties, and financial difficulties. For some, the isolation is just as taxing as the financial issues. An Algerian student in France has found the situation very difficult. It's hard, he said, not only without food, but work. At the same time, we can't see our families. It's a bit strange because I'm used to going to Algeria every year, spending a month with my parents, my family and little brothers, and here I find myself stuck alone in an apartment. I have no scholarship, no job, and no friend is lending me money for my rent. For some students who could potentially go home, there is an additional complication. They might end up getting stranded and jeopardize their studies in France. The European Union, for example, recently reinstated travel restrictions for people arriving from Algeria because of increased cases there. This is where we end today's news. Please like, share, comment. Let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.